Good afternoon, my people. It's the Miz. Listen, quiet day in Giants land. Nothing big to talk about. Yeah, we picked up an assistant to the offense. Not what I want to talk about. Yeah, the New York Jets made another move. You know how that goes. So they'll be drafting Wilson at number 2. Sam Darnold finds himself a better home. A lot more stable. A nice running back. Listen, Carolina's building slowly. I think Sam will find a much better opportunity in a much quieter place without the media hounding him like it is in New York. Good move for the Jets, too. They picked up 2 and a 4 in next year's draft. And picking this year's draft, right? I believe it's a 6. Listen, I think it's a good move on both parts. We all know the media was hounding the Jets, creating a quarterback war. You don't want to take Sam into training camp and draft Wilson. That's unfair to both of them. Listen, it's the Jets, man. You know what I'm saying? What quarterback are the Jets planning on drafting in 2025? Every 3 years. Hey, you know what? I want to talk about the Giants and this very strong defense. The Giants have a real strong defense. It's going to be exciting. Secondary, you could argue, might be the best in all of football. I know the Browns have a good secondary. Listen, we're loaded at safeties. We are loaded at secondary. You know, rumors about Jason McCourters. We don't need McCourters. Don't want him. Listen, save some money, man. You don't got to get everybody. We're deep. You know, we got starters behind starters. And I know there's a name. He might not even make the team, and I know he's not a fan favorite. But Sam Beal's coming back, and he was supposed to be a starter for us before he opted out. Let's bring him back and see what he has. You have Darnay Holmes, who's a slot corner. I mean, we all know what his future looks like. Xavier McKinney. Dude, I'm excited to see that guy. You know, Peppers is a beast, a leader on this team. You know, this defense is going to be strong, man. There's no doubt about it. You know, I look back at that trade, man, and I told everybody that Gettleman robbed the Browns. Nobody thought so because Odell Beckham, superstar, you know, limelight, the media's darling. You know, he traded Odell Beckham. The Browns gave us a franchise defender in Peppers. A man who pours his heart and soul into this team. He loves being here. Grew up 10 minutes from the stadium. Okay? And then with the pick, you got Dexter. Okay? A beast on the D-line. He'll be here for years to come. I certainly hope so. Okay, that guy is a beast amongst men. Man, yo, the Giants. And what did they get? What did they get? Let's really look at what they got. They haven't gotten a full season out of Odell Beckham. Dude, I loved him when he was here, man, but he became a problem. And he hasn't been the same without Eli. And the injuries piling up. I mean, dude is not even a number 1 receiver no more. For real. Really, he's going to be a number 2. He can't give you 16. Well, now it's going to be 17 games. He can't give you 17 games. Would you bet on Odell giving the Browns 17 games this year? Or is it going to be more like 10? Before he tweaks a knee. You know, and he cries about it. And then when you're unhappy somewhere, man, suddenly that unhappiness forms some emotional injuries. And he ain't happy there. Listen, it's an old story, man. I have nothing against Odell. I wish him well. We've moved on. We're set up. You know, hearing that Jones set up a camp for a week in Arizona and that all the receivers are there and some of the offensive linemen, seeing a video of Barkley doing quick steps, working on his leg and running work on grass. Man, this stuff makes me happy. If you think that it doesn't matter that Jones is in Arizona, okay, in the first few days of April, running a quiet camp, showing desire to grow, and all the receivers are there, including Kenny Golladay, if that's not, you think those things don't matter? Those things pop up in December. And you worked in April on route running and weights, and you guys came across the country to work together in Arizona. That shows a team, a unity. They don't have to do that. Other teams aren't. Because Jones knows this is a big year. And Jones burns inside with a chip on his shoulder quietly. He does it quietly, under the radar, to prove to all the haters in the media, ESPN clown crew, that he was picked for a reason. And now that the Giants went out and supported him with weapons, and they ain't done, the draft is coming. The Giants told Jones, we believe in you. Mara set the bar. Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is taking us to a Super Bowl. Okay? It doesn't have to be this year, but in the coming years. And Jones took that, and he's always had this want to grow and be great. But now he's going to show it more than ever. And you believe me, Jones is going to have a big year. And the only thing we need is go out and get another 1 or 2 pieces on the O-line. And that brings me to the draft. Giants don't have to go offensive line at 11. I'm 95% sure the Giants aren't going offensive line at 11. Because it's a deep draft, and you're going to get a guard, a real good guard at 42. There's no doubt about it. And if there's a trade back, maybe there's a trade back. Things might have changed today now that Carolina's not going to need a quarterback. Believe me. At 11, and I've said this before, and I've heard this from some pretty big people. Not going to put any names out there. And you don't want to believe me, that's fine. If Micah Parsons falls to 11, Gettleman, put on your running headband and your sneakers, and you do that little turtle run up to the podium. The New York Giants at 11 select All-American, one of the best linebackers in the nation, and I think he's going to be one of the best linebackers for years to come in the NFL. Micah Parsons. Take the guy, don't think twice. Go get him. Because you got this young, sophisticated, strong defense. And like I've said before, you add that intimidating, tough, punch you in the face linebacker. A guy that stands on the line, whether it's the middle or off the edge. And the quarterback comes out of the huddle, and he has to point out where Micah Parsons is, because that guy's vicious. You know what Micah Parsons is? A line of scrimmage criminal. That's what I call him. He'll destroy the football game. He will put his prints all over that game. And for those of you who think he can't stand up and blitz from the outside all day long, you're wrong. Go watch the tape. This man is not only will get around the edge and be all over your quarterback all game long. He could come through the middle. You put that guy next to Martinez. With our secondary, you got people out here worrying about, can this guy cover? My man, if you want someone to cover, you don't draft this guy. You load it up on your secondary. You don't need anybody to cover. You need someone who's going to cause havoc at the line of scrimmage and in the backfield. And Micah Parsons is your man. and he's a leader. And I don't care if he's had some problems in college, because a lot of these kids had problems. When you're a kid, you do things. He's learned from this. He already spoke about it. Just the fact that he manned up to it and admitted he had done some things wrong, and he's a changed man, and he has a daughter. You put this man in a franchise like the New York Football Giants with a coach like Judge and a defensive coordinator like Graham and a defensive line coach who's already worked with Parsons in the past. There ain't nothing to think about. And all you little kids out there, stop with the wide receivers, man. Because if you ain't got a strong O-line, your receivers could be Odell Beckham and Randy Moss, and they ain't going to see the ball. Okay? We've gone through this. And Micah Parsons, to me, is more important than those receivers. You could get a receiver in the third round. You could, or even in the second round. But I don't think we need one. We spent money on these receivers, and we already had some receivers. We're okay, man. We have weapons. Because this offense is going to run through Barkley. As long as Barkley's healthy and has a solid year and he's in that backfield, average receivers will get open. But we got better than average receivers. And when you got Barkley in the backfield and you got to stick 8 in the box and account for him, you cannot cover Golladay, Slayton, Ingram, Shepard. If you want to throw Ross in there, Rudolph in the red zone. As long as Barkley's back there, good luck. Because we're either running the ball or you're putting 8 or 9 up in the box and we're going to go play action, bink, right into the end zone. This offense is ready to go. You don't need receivers. Would I like to get another receiver? Yes. Do I want Devontae Smith or Waddle over a Parsons? No way. I want Parsons at 11, and if he's not there, then you go for the offensive lineman. Stop thinking about Sewell. He's not falling anywhere near us. You people got to stop dreaming. Stop smoking that stuff. Penei Sewell is a beast. Head over heels in this draft. If the Bengals don't draft him at 5, that organization has to have their head examined. Okay? There's only one weapon I'm taking over Parsons that I wouldn't be upset with. And I don't think he's coming anywhere near us anyway. And that's Pitts. Because Pitts, I don't think I've ever seen anything like Pitts. So you could use him all over the place. That's a weapon you probably cannot pass on. Don't see him passing Atlanta. Miami probably goes Chase. So those two ain't there. You give me Micah Parsons, I jump out of my couch. And you take this defense with Micah Parsons, and it becomes the best defense in pro football. The best. Number 1. You watch. Stay healthy. Beast defense. Running game. Running game helps defense. Kill clock. Let's turn back the clock and play Giants football, the type of football that won us Super Bowls. And then at 42, go get your offensive linemen. There'll be a lot of them. Could be Davis, could be Leatherwood, could be several others. If you want to slide up from 42 back into the late first round, because there's a guard there that you really want to have, go get him. Screw it. We all know in this draft the Giants need 2 things. They need a closer on defense. Micah Parsons or one of the edge rushers. Whoever it is. Azeez Phillips. Alright? The linebacker from Notre Dame. Dude, we need a closer at 11. And at 42, you go get your offensive lineman. Preferably, obviously, a guard. Then in the third round, there's going to be a lot of receivers left. Just because they wasn't number 1s doesn't mean they're not going to fit your offense. We need one of these small, creative guys with the ball in his hands, and you hit him in a flat or a quick screen or an end around. You know, Rondell Moore. There's a whole bunch of these small guys that people call the next Tyreek Hill. Yo, you ain't the next Tyreek Hill. It's all about what team and system you're in and who's around you. That's how you become someone. Alright? Bottom line, people. Stop with the Devontae Smith. This is not Madden football, and this is not fantasy. This is real deal, on the field, punch you in your mouth, gridiron football. And when you're playing that type of football, defense wins championships. Go look at our last 4 championships. Defense, defense, defense. Out of 11, Micah Parsons is there. You gotta go grab him. This kid is a stud, an animal. He's not your average linebacker. The type of linebacker that leads a top-ranked defense like this to a championship. And we could have him for a decade to come. Nothing to think about. Go get Micah Parsons. The Miz.